passions within our practice, which is just brilliant because, again, it speaks to what you desire and your autonomy and your independence, as well as what you want to do from life intellectually. The physicians I work with, likewise, they are like the cardinal signs. They each practice very different, east, west, north, and south. And that's neat because it shows the art of medicine, that it's not just cookie cutter, that there's many different opinions. And I still to this day like looking at that. I think what is breathtaking for me at this point, 10 years in plus, that I still don't know it all. And I love that. I like that it's changing. I like that there's excellent research that, yes, I'm a part of, that there isn't one right way. I like the creative expression from all of us.
So, like, not only is there this sense of organization, but you also describe the environment as being creative as well.
Yes.
And it sounds like there's a everyone's strengths play off of each other in a way that is efficient and organized.
Yes. I have to also say that we're very like-minded in terms of, I would say that we all see the glass half full.
Okay.
We're very positive people.
Okay.
Similar personalities, I would say.
Okay, and that helps.
Woo! And how?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've also noticed that there's this kind of sense of like the connectivity, like the fact that you feel connected to your coworkers, and you mentioned thick as thieves, even though you guys have these different specialties. That's important.
Right.
Okay.
Right. We know, being parents, and when you take vacation in that you want to leave work and really be in the moment where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Knowing full well that things are covered with the same degree and depth that you would when you're gone, when you were present, so that when you're gone, things are buttoned up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great, thank you. Autonomy often facilitates a sense of meaningfulness. How has having autonomy, or maybe lack thereof, affected your sense of meaningfulness?
I need my autonomy.
You mentioned, you mentioned that early on, and we're kind of circling back to it.
Yes. Yeah. I love, that's the most brilliant thing in terms of, it's equated to liberty, because you perceive and can go beyond your limits if you have nothing tethering you.
Right.
And so, there's rules and restrictions, clearly, but altruism for the good and trying to make yourself better and more knowledgeable and evidence-based. And my mind's just a flurry right now because there's so many things to add to this. I like that we are challenged and pushed to the limit of what we want to do. I like that we are encouraged to do conferences and that there's support for that. I like that we are mentors and educators for not only the residents and medical students and P students and regular nursing students. I like that we have the ability to really raise up and mentor and show a bright light, if you will, to individuals to be like-minded, wanting to just be a part of something better. And I akin that to autonomy, because I think many times if we are said we have to work a 9-to-5 job, that's dark. You want to be able to, have flexibility and do what you want to do, and it makes for a better environment with work, and the outcome is better, and it makes you light, and you don't dread anything because you have flexibility and that every day is different. Within the confines, you have clinic today, but who knows what's going to occur, and I like that unknown. If we were subjected to punching a clock and being told that we will see this X, Y, and Z, and it's going to just the opposite. By letting us be free and open, it allows us probably more productivity and more happiness to do what we need to do.
The way you talk about it makes me think that you've been in both environments.
Yep. Oh yes. And that's why this is just glorious.
So it's freeing, I think you may have used that word.
Yeah, liberty. I
Liberty,
like that word.
yes. Yeah.
Freedom works too.
Yeah.
But I think the liberty to know that we are consummate professionals and that we're not going to abuse, that we're just going to take it and run to the best.
Okay.
That's the catchphrase.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah. Any obstacles that have kept you from experiencing meaningfulness at work?
I don't know if they're necessarily here, though. I think they're extraneous. I think...
doesn't necessarily have to be children's.
Yeah. Well, I'll say, as a nurse practitioner, I have my doctorate.
Okay.
And it involved a lot of school and research and education, fellowship. And to some degree, I would like to have more recognition, if you will, for also the input of the schooling that I've done and so forth.
Okay.
But then I believe I'll temper that a little bit with saying that we give ourselves importance.
Yeah.
So I need to be more maybe an advocate just for that in terms of what MP can and cannot do. And I think I do that well. And I think it's received well in my group. And I guess when you asked the initial question, I don't think it's necessarily that way for NPs in other institutions and in other actually specialty groups even within this institution. I don't consider myself a mid-level. I consider myself a sole practitioner. I look at my mission and philosophy as doing the medical side of a surgical practice so that the surgeons can be where they want to be, and that's in the OR playing, doing what they love. And so that is great autonomy in my mind as well. That is very liberating in my mind. Other things that can kind of not make it so great here are clearly, sick kids at home of my own or other family personal things. But then again, I'm going to temper that by saying I work with a really great team. So if I need to be at 8 a.m. catching the repair guy, I can do it knowing that I can put off and come into my clinic when I need to. Or if my kid is sick, I'll go get that kid. So I see that there's flexibility, and I love that. That's like the greatest thing you can do is allow no constraints. Because again, we're consummate professionals that should be respected and not abused.
So you mentioned earlier that the environment was a fantastic environment. And there's also this sense of you wish that you were appreciated for some of the training that you have received, that you have done.
Right.
But I'm inferring that that necessarily you don't feel like unappreciated in your own environment. I'm not
underappreciated at all.
Yeah.
I just think that on paper, I wish it was a little bit different in terms of with the medical college side and giving us faculty positions.
I see.
And more concrete logistics of, hey, this is Meredith, you've done this, we will give you recognition for that.
I see.
I just wish. I think it's coming.
Okay.
I just have to keep plodding along for that.
Okay. Great. Thanks. So I also imagine that the part of the meaningfulness and that connectivity that you were talking about earlier is also connected to this fact that you can feel autonomous and you can feel respected and you can feel like a professional in the area that you are working in. Right.
Yeah. And I'm hoping I'm not a vacuum.
Right.
But I really realize and know that what we have is something really special and dynamic.
Yeah. Which I imagine kind of. I want to transition to one part of the interview, but I'm stymied by the fact that I have to ask this question first.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, it's not your fault. It's just me being excited about your process.
Okay.
How confident do you feel in your ability to make a difference in the quality of care provided for children and their families?
100%.
100%.
With any kid on any given day and their parents in the worst mood. I know. I get real emotional about that.
Okay.
I know that I am. And not just even on a urologic level, I think just even from little simple things that I incorporate in my discussions with the kids, like telling them at an exam, you have the best brushed teeth I've ever seen today. And it just not only makes the kid happy and self-esteem, but the parents are like, yeah, good job. Let's catch that kid being good at something. I just think that even how one carries themselves and represents, these kids are watching. They're watching.